Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning to the nation. Good morning to everybody. We continue to monitor the dangerous hurricane Beryl as she approaches the Windward Islands. And in particular, we of course are interested in what she's doing towards Grenada. Well, the latest advisory as issued by the National Hurricane Center with the stats on Beryl, and this was issued at 8 this morning, has a current location at 10.6 degrees north latitude, 53.9 degrees west longitude. What we have noticed is that Beryl has intensified, and Beryl is now clocking maximum sustained winds at 115 miles an hour. Now, 115 miles an hour wind makes Beryl a Category 3 hurricane. So as we were saying yesterday and the day before, rapid intensification was expected, and it is occurring. So Beryl is rapidly intensifying. Now, on its projected path, Beryl again is expected to cross the island chain of the Grenadines tomorrow morning. And when we say expected to cross, we're talking about now the center of Beryl. Okay? So between the hours, by our calculation, between the hours of 2 a.m. and 2 p.m., that will be the most concerned period for us. That's where the eye will be closest to us. And due to the structure of a cyclone, the area around the eye is the one with the most activity. That is the area one has to be most concerned about, because that is where we have, one, the lowest pressure, and most importantly, the strongest winds. Okay? So Beryl has a perfectly defined eye and central system, and that makes it now a little easier to track. Now, based on the last estimate of forecasted position from for 2 a.m. tomorrow morning and 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and when you compare that to what was forecasted 24 hours ago, we see that Beryl will be passing now even closer to us. Yeah? I don't think the Grenadine, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique will be spared a direct hit. Okay? So we just have to be prepared for that. What we also have to be prepared for us, and one set of data we have to take into consideration. Now, hurricane force winds from the last advisory only extend 15 miles from the area, from the center, sorry, okay? But tropical force winds extend 80 miles from the center. So it means that the entire state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique should be affected with tropical force winds. That means winds up to 45 miles an hour, at least, okay? And bear in mind that Grenada is only, 20-something miles long, so the eye of the system can be beyond the horizon, and the whole of Grenada could still be under that envelope or that radius of tropical storm force winds. So this is something we have to be mindful of. That is why it is so crucial that the entire state of Grenada be prepared and take this information to heart. The cloudiness associated with Beryl, that is very well organized. There is one major, what we call spiral band, and we can see that coming in from this evening into tonight, and sometimes from past experience, those spiral bands can produce a lot of rainfall. Okay, so we have to be mindful of that. And remember, just as we said yesterday, rainfall estimate based on models prediction are expected to be over 100 millimeters of rainfall. Okay, so we do expect a lot of rain, and we do expect for the entire state of Grenada tropical force winds. Okay? To our to our friends in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they will be much closer to the action. The exact latitude and longitude where it would cross the island has not yet been determined, but it definitely will cross the island. So they would be closer to the center, so they may, or they are expected to experience the hurricane force strength winds. Okay, so this is something that we have to take in mind. Another important point that we have to consider also, because Beryl has been making her way eastwards, the surge, the sea surge, there are swells generated by the system, and those are being propagated westward, and we can see those reaching our shorelines from this afternoon. Okay, so our mariners and our fishing folks should take the necessary precautions. I have heard of reports of the fishermen and so already start moving their crafts to sheltered areas. But that is something we have to look out for. The swells are going to reach before the wind, okay? Because the swells were generated days ago. Okay? And as the system moves forward, it will push more and more swells forward. So we expect those swells to start reaching our shoreline this afternoon. So just to go over the latest advisory, and again, that was issued by the Hurricane Center just a few minutes ago. 10.6 degrees north latitude, 53.9 degrees west longitude. Maximum sustained winds, 115 miles an hour. Okay? Still moving towards the west, or just a little north of west at 280 degrees at a forward speed of 21 miles an hour. Yesterday they had it at 22 miles an hour, 21 miles an hour. It's still quick moving. It's still a very quick moving system. And as I said before, if there's anything good about this system, is that it is moving quickly. Okay, so I think I'll stop here for now.
Thank you, Mr. Tamar. Just to clarify, swells, can you expound on that a little bit for us?
Okay, when we say swells, swells are, well, in layman terms, we say big waves. Okay, there's a technical difference between waves and swells. Okay, the waves are generated by the wind, the surface winds. Swells are generated from basically from underneath. So, like in this case, it was generated by the low pressure of the system. Okay, so it's like a push for the water. So we expect those, as we say locally, those big waves, okay, or bigger than normal waves, to start affecting us.
Right. So the fishermen, you also need to take precaution. I know some of you have already started moving out your boats into a safe area, so be mindful of that and try not to go swimming, right, today, right?